So, what's up, you lovely human beings out there? Frank Valkyria, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to talk about another very interesting news. You remember yesterday we talked about Margot Robbie and the fact that the pirate female-led Pirates of the Caribbean it's being cancelled. So, there's a lot of rumors why that is. Also speculation that maybe they're doing that because they want to talk Johnny Depp back into doing something. Right now, we don't have any confirmation of anything, but I find it interesting that Margot Robbie went on record. She went on an interview declaring that they're basically shelving it, even though they were working it for a while. So now Variety is reporting that Warner Bros. The Discovery CEO David Zaslav said he's open to the idea of working with controversial Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling on another title in the Wizarding World franchise, even though also there is no project in the pipeline. And of course, controversial Harry Potter author because I think that J.K. Rowling, she's invested in solidarity with some women group, and of course stuff that she said about transgender right or transgender in general. So, and she's advocating for women. I haven't looked too deep into it, but this type of, let's say, behavior and some statements that she made immediately made her, let's say, a little bit of a hot potato in the nowadays landscape. So probably you know more than I do. Anyway, the other big news is that seems that Fantastic Beast film canceled by Warner Bros. So on one hand, you have this statement from the CEO, David Zaslav, that says they're open to do stuff. On the other hand, they are saying that there is no movie in the pipeline. Of course, you remember that Johnny Depp was part of the franchise, I think the second movie, and then he was sacked as soon as the allegations came out. And then they replaced him with, I think, a Swedish actor. I always forget his name. Great actor that was also in the first James Bond. That actually one of the movies that I always remember is in. So, but then you have also Ezra Miller that was part of the Fantastic Beasts franchise. And that's another hot potato to handle because of everything that it's going through this guy. Was I reading that he pleaded not guilty somewhere in court? I have to follow again a little bit more in details. But anyway, let's say, it's safe to say that Warner Brothers didn't take much action in regard of Ezra Miller, considering all the very messy life or situations that he's dealing with, accusations of kidnapping people, holding them against their will, all that kind of stuff. But despite that, he's still in the flesh. But you start to wonder, what this is. I have the feeling perhaps that you have maybe Warner Brothers dialing back a little bit, or also trying to revalue their assets, because I was reading also that Disney Plus is having some difficulties laying off people or something. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the DCU is not doing very great. Warner Bros. DCU is not doing very great when you consider the movie like Black Adam, with a lot of star power of The Rock, still is struggling to reaching 400 million. And make no mistake, I mean, I don't know exactly how much this movie cost, but if it's north of 100 million and it's making 351 and it's making like around 200 million, it's not bad. I mean, it's because nowadays we get this thing that a movie has to reach at least 600, 700 million or 8 billion to be massive. But in fact, a movie that makes 50, 100 million, that's a great success, man. I mean, everybody gets paid and the studio make a freaking ton of millions. So, but for a big blockbuster, of course, it's not a lot. And in fact, when you see that new movies like Black Panther Wakanda Forever is basically there just in 4 days, then you realize that maybe Warner Brothers is trying to reassess their assets, namely Johnny Depp, because you see that things are turning a little bit. Apart from a little bit of mainstream media, which is still acting a little sketchy towards JD, but the sentiment of finally realizing that the verdict of the trial, it's true and it's been accepted by tens of millions of people around the world, and it's manifesting in the support towards Johnny Depp in anything that he does. And you can see the Savage X Fenty Volume 4 that he was just part of for 40 seconds, and it broke the internet with record sales and record numbers. And now a new trailer, actually promotional trailer for Savage X Fenty came out, and also this came out, which is first look reaction, anticipate one of the greatest film of the next year. He's talking about Jean de Bourry, the movie of director Maïwenz, which Johnny Depp is part of. I think they shot this summer, and Maïwenz's most ambitious production to date, Collider, an eclectic cast, Vogue France, intriguing deadline. So this is just another movie to look forward to. And it seems like, the things are shifting, and the collective consciousness is accepting Johnny Depp more than ever to be back. And I think the studios, they're realizing this, and they're like, okay, let's not waste money trying attempt and making a movie that most likely will flop, namely a Pirate of the Caribbean, which probably they don't want to make it become another Ghostbusters 2016, or another failure. So I think they're realizing that Johnny Depp has still a lot of star power, and I'm telling you, whatever movie they put him in, which is a bigger budget movie, I'm pretty sure is gonna do better than 331 million. And again, it's not bad, but like I said, consider that The Rock is probably one of the most renowned, most famous person on the planet, and even himself is having trouble to lift this movie over 400 million, let alone a billion. I don't think this movie is ever gonna get, he's already out for a month, almost 25 days. I cannot say it's a flop. It's doing it decently enough, considering also probably that the title and the story is not very well known, but in connection probably also with the new Man of Steel will be interesting. So you see that Warner Brothers wants to make sure that they have some ammo in the near future to get some more cash, because you cannot afford of having a lot of those movies to do. Depending on how much they paid The Rock, they might went even, or they made some money, depending also on the distribution, how much it cost and everything. But again, I think those studios, they want to make big movies that at least they cross the 400 500 million mark. Otherwise, I think in the long run they will have a problem. So guys, what do you think? Do you think that they are in talks with Johnny Depp again? I have the feeling he's coming back big time, and he has the support of the people, which is what it counts, because it's the people, they make big numbers. So always spread love. I talk to you later.